ഈ തുണിയുടെ ബാക്കി തുണി എവിടെ നിന്ന് കെട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒന്നാം തരം തെളിവായി. കമാൻ
What do you want?
We want clothes.
What?
We want your clothes.
What do you mean?
We Negroes. Cloth washing, laundry, Negroes. Shut up.
Hello, my dear students. In this lecture series, we will be looking at the influential yet controversial Afro-American author Amiri Baraka, whose works and life defined Black consciousness and identity from the 1960s right up to his death in 2014. Amiri Baraka and the Black Arts Movement. Amiri Baraka, the name Leroy Jones took for himself, was the founder of the Black Arts Movement, a group of politically oriented artists, poets, playwrights, musicians, novelists, and essayists active in the mid-1960s to the late 1970s. Baraka's poem, Black Art, became a de facto manifesto with lines such as, "We want a black poem," and "Black world. Let the world be a black poem." The assassination of Malcolm X in 1965 was an important moment for radical black activists. Some joined the Black Panther Party. You must have heard of this term Black Panther through the Marvel movies. So this name was the inspiration behind this Marvel franchise. And when some people joined the Black Panther Party, others gravitated towards creative expression. The goal was for Black people to create art for Black people, to help raise consciousness and achieve liberation. Liberation from what? Liberation from white domination. The 1960s was a dynamic decade marked by powerful protests, cultural revivals, and the overall quest for a more inclusive world. One movement that emerged from this socio-political environment was the Black Power. It was notorious for its radical call for equality and its embrace of racial pride in and beyond the United States. The Black Power movement gained a large following in the late 60s and early 70s, when African Americans were increasingly organizing themselves against the structural racism that shaped their daily lives and experiences. Although the civil rights movement had made considerable progress towards legal justice in previous years, a lot of African Americans felt like they were left empty-handed as everyday discrimination was still prevalent. Therefore, Black Power advocates began to promote a more revolutionary approach to racial equality. Instead of assimilating to white American standards, they proclaimed that justice should be achieved without compromising their identity as those of African descent. They wanted to completely transform the relationship between white and Black Americans without having to change who they were. Although the goal was clear, there was much debate within the Black Power movement about how the equality should be obtained. Different organizations and activists had different visions, which meant that there was a great variety of ideas and practices within the movement. One of the most important ideas was that of cultural nationalism, a specific form of Black nationalism. First popularized by Malcolm X, cultural nationalism suggested that racial pride was the main prerequisite for African American empowerment. Before political changes could be made, it implied the black mindset needed to be changed. This resulted, among other things, in the Black is Beautiful campaign that is still remembered by many as the essence of the Black Power movement. Cultural nationalism was central to the philosophy of Amiri Baraka, who was an active member and leader of the Black Arts and Black Power movements. Previously known as Leroy Jones, Baraka was a prominent African American author and poet who published widely on topics of Black autonomy and African heritage. He believed that art was a weapon, a shield, and a pillow of peace, and was therefore vital to Black empowerment in the United States. Baraka taught his followers that they could never be truly free unless their souls were liberated from the cultural domination of the white European value system, which he believed to be inherently unfair to those of African descent. A change of morality was thus necessary, but this could only be realized if African Americans underwent a psychological revolution. In his own words, Baraka believed the mind had to be freed before anything else can happen. Unlike the Harlem Renaissance, the Black Arts movement was free of white patronage and black middle class restraints. Essentially, it was far more self-contained and radically oriented. Another change was the rejection of the term Negro and the adoption of black as a designation of choice for people of African descent, and to indicate identification with both the diaspora and Africa. The legitimation of Black and African is an enduring legacy of the Black Arts movement. So we don't use the term Negro now. We use Black or African American. This particular shift in vocabulary was caused mainly due to this Black Arts movement. The moment that the Black Arts movement began is usually pinpointed as Baraka opening the Arts Repertory Theatre in Harlem, not long after Malcolm X's death. The works it produced traveled to Chicago, Detroit, and San Francisco. Baraka's Dutchman, just published in the year 1964, maybe it was a year before Malcolm X's death. It is also one of the most shocking and influential works to come out of the Black Arts movement. A successful poet and playwright with Beat Generation affinities, Everett Leroy Jones left his white wife and their 2 daughters. He then changed his name. He gave the meaning of Amiri Baraka as Blessed Prince, and then moved from the downtown bohemian hangout of Greenwich Village to Harlem. So it was a kind of rebirth for Everett Leroy Jones by adopting a new name, a new identity, and leaving all his connections, his relationships behind him in Greenwich Village. It is a big shift. So what exactly changed as an author? As Everett Leroy Jones, he had success as both a poet and a playwright. As Baraka, his work became increasingly didactic and the activist in him took over from the writer. A Renaissance man who spent over 50 years fusing art and politics, Baraka was also a brilliant critic whose Blues People, Negro Music in White America, which was published in the year 1963, has proven an enduring study of black music and its meanings. In 1964, he published Dutchman, the play, then the critical work of Black Music, in which he analyzed blues and other kinds of music produced by the African American population in the US. In 1968, he published Black Fire, which was edited with Larry Neal. It was a signature work with over 180 sections, including essays, poetry, and short stories from 75 writers. It kind of examined this. It's a seminal study of various works in the Black arts movement.